Yeah, look. So here, this is the west side of Berlin, like means in the north area, and here, this is exactly look. Here, this is exactly the Berlin Wall, goes through the whole city. You see, it's like a stripe, and nobody couldn't escape here from the east to the west. Look, but it's the west and north area, like northwest, and then is here the name of the streets where the Berlin Wall also goes, and you pass, and we are here in this street. Bernauer Street is like a big main road, and I will go now with Rina like this part of way here, and then I show you also some real memorial or real wall pieces. And yeah, we are exactly here. We are here now with Rina, and we go this way the whole way. But we will decide maybe on the east or west side. So now it's free. And here also was an point for people, they can, when they have a visa, to go to the west, and yeah, and also west people can go to the east just with the visa, like visiting visa. And here, this is the point of towers for controlling. If people want to escape from Germany, from Berlin east to west, they get shut. Yeah. So now we will walk. You see the poles. The poles are imagination of the wall. This is the west side. Also now we are here on the east side. This is the east side. They built 1961. And now here is the end, exactly the real end of the east side, and now we cross to the west side. 50 years ago we will shut for it, so we will not live anymore when we get too close to the wall and try to climb it. So that's why people build tunnels and something like this. And here we are on the west side of Berlin, and usually it's the same city, but it was of the Berlin World War, Second World War. The winners split Germany, and you see also here, this was a tunnel. They rebuilt a tunnel. You can imagine how the tunnel goes under the wall from east to west. So people from East Berlin try to escape with the tunnel to Berlin west side. And you see the whole poles mark it like here's the wall. And now we go again to the east side. Then you have better view of the whole part of the wall. And where we walked here on the green stuff was a dead stripe, so nobody couldn't be here, just the soldiers. And you see all the poles. This is here the east side again. Yeah, just the soldiers can walk here. If you walk like a citizen, civilist, you get shot, because they are afraid that you get escape. So yeah, and there come some pictures to show how they built the wall, and then it's for more better imagination. So that was how it looks in real, 1966, you see the first barricade, then another barricade, and then comes the real wall, but they was not the highest, so people here was standing and watching on the other side. And then 1986, 2 years later, 68, sorry, then you see it goes higher and more security, nobody can't escape. You see the tower, what I showed you, this is the tower for the soldiers. The people want to escape, they get shot. Yes, this is the tower. And this is a deadly stripe. And we are here now. Here we are here. And if we are here at this time, 1968, we are dead now. Because he will shot us. You know, or there's also self-shooting machines. If they notice, they shoot by himself without questions. So the people was isolated. And this is one 1971, where I show you the tunnel was built also 1971. So you see the soldiers there, lot of barricades. And this is a small wall, it's not the big wall. You can't climb the big wall, you can't overwatch it. 1986, this was my year where I was born. This was after 2 years, 3 years, then was the whole era over, because the Soviet Union was down, and that was also the reason that the Berlin Wall was down. Yeah. Okay, few steps later, like really 5 seconds, here there's another pictures for imagination, how the people lives, where are the tunnels are, and yeah, something like this. I get a little bit closer to you, watch you, can you see them? And we are still on Bernauer Straße, and here also some poles for informations for reading, also with some pictures. But here, you see it's in German, here the first one, call it entries. And this was the position for the soldiers, where the soldiers are, is the entries of the tunnel, you know. And here was the control way, so for the patrol, and here's the tunnel exit, you know. So they built this tunnel this way, from this house under the wall, under the border, to this house, and they could escape. And they started 61, and here it's the people are in the building process of 46. And then again, because it takes so long of time, they have to be very silent, not so noisy, because it was very close to the soldiers, and other people escaped from the house or from the fenster. They jumped out of the window to escape to the west side, and the government of the East Berlin, they noticed, so that's why they built the wall, so people couldn't escape anymore. Yeah, this happened here in this houses here, right to the next. And here you see the people climb from the window. 1968. They jumped from out of the window because they was very desperate. They don't know what's going on here for the future. Here people shows from 1977 is the picture, how it looks from the other side, like from the west to the east, I think, because was not allowed to go for the east people too close to the border, but for the west people was not a problem, because the wall was a project from the east, from the Russian people, not from the American, and that's why was also the words come from Ronald Reagan, turn the wall down, and this is in case of this. And this is 1989, the last year of the Berlin Wall. Since to 40 years was there, and here is another way is the way of the tunnel. You know, wait, I show you from this house. You know, you see the stripes marks the tunnel, where the tunnel goes. And here written, this is the escape tunnel, tunnel number 57 from 1964. The people built it here. Here is exactly the border stripe when we walked here, like the soldiers. And here goes the tunnel 57 again, straight under the border, through the border. And there is a second tunnel, you know. So people built many tunnels from this house, you know, under through the wall. And now it's a memorial, a big memorial. And after this wall, there is part of the real wall. And here you can imagine how people build, or how it looks. Here, this was I think the exits, or they describe it here. There was some kind of, was a living place of of the houses. Here was the house. You see all windows are closed because nobody couldn't escape. And we walked the whole way like this. This was in the past. And one of these houses was this grounds, you know, the basements. And we are here, exactly. This calls this place. No, like 50 years ago. See, here is this one, where we are. And we look to this 2 rooms here. So you have an imagination how it was. Doesn't matter that this is your private property or not. It was closed, you know, and this was the very uncomfortable for the people. And here is also another tunnel. You see stripes again, the poles. So here, this marks every time when you see this here in this memorial, that means it was a tunnel from this house. I showed you also, there was also some 2 tunnels. Here is the next tunnel, goes through this way. You see? And this was also the stripe where the soldiers walked. So that's for a good imagination. The tunnel goes under through the wall. The border stripe was very big. It's not like just a wall. You know, you have to have many barricades, and it was maybe 100 meters that you have to under through or something else, but it was a big stripe. And we walk now straight to the west side. Here is the stripe of the wall. This was also how thick the wall it was. And now here again the poles. And it's also how tall it was. It like maybe 3 meters or 3.5 meters tall. So it's impossible to jump and watch. Maybe imagination when your brother, your sister live in East Berlin at this moment, and it's possible to go to the east when you live in the west, and then you lived separated for maybe 30 years. So yeah, some people or some families don't get together anymore after the wall was down, because it was a too long time, so they couldn't get together anymore, live two separate lives. And yes, also a part of the Berlin Wall, the destinies for the families or for the people, you know. Not even also here, see, this is called Ackerstraße, what I showed you before, where also the whole the Berlin Wall goes and blocked streets. And in Berlin, when you see this two pieces of this blocks, it means there was the wall. In Berlin, when you walked in close of my city, is also this kind of two stripes of stones with this sign. If you read this sign, Berlin Wall from 1961 to 1989, this is the memorial stripe of the Berlin Wall, because it's impossible to have on every store or on any places where the Berlin Wall was. It's a big memorial, you know. So that's why they just do it with the two pieces stripes of stones. And now this is the real Berlin Wall. This is the real Berlin Wall, you know. If you see, this is a different concrete, and now we step on 60 years old concrete. They did it. You see, when I'm standing here, how can I watch over it, and how can I climb over it? It's impossible. It's like a jail. Yes, but this is the real Berlin Wall. This is a part of just like 50 meters, and then it's all over. It's just for the imagination how the people get or make them down, you know, to control them, you know. So, and this wall was the whole way where the stripes are, you know. Nobody can see anything from the other side, even a tree or something, you know. And you have, when you live in this kind of houses of this time, that was also blocked, so you can't overwatch it. Here you see it's very strong concrete, here we can go here also. Here's are the stripes, the poles, and this was from the east side. This was from the east side. The graffiti was later. Usually the people on the west side, they do a lot of graffiti because was allowed. They was free. They was not under pressure. And there are also some real pieces of memorial of Berlin Wall. They took it, you know, because I told you they can't let the wall stand. This cross here, it's for the people they died, they get shot. It was like 100 or something, but the number is not so clear. It's just the official number. And the graffitis, they was from this year. That's why it looks not so clearly. See, was the pieces of the Berlin Wall. You see, with the same style, like a L, the letter L. So this is the whole memorial, and they are the picture of the people that died here. All people try to escape and want to have a better life, not like a prison. And you see also the wall. You can see anything. Also if you stand 50 meters away, you can't see anything, just some buildings. You don't see any life behind the wall. You know, you can just imagination when the people go through the poles and now they are gone. You can't see anything. And it was like close to 40 years, this kind of living style between East and West Berlin. And people keeps it in his mind because the West is the best and the East is sucks and is poor. But I hope it changed, because I don't like this kind of behavior. We are all the same in the same city, just some politicians tell us or have the charge, and yeah, it's not so nice when they abuse his power. And here also some kind of memorials of the houses where tunnels are, where some houses close to the wall they was destroyed because they need the place. Yeah. Oh, storage space. But we are here's the end of the memorial.
That's about the Berlin Wall for you. I think he has really explained it deeply. Can still some more minutes.
No, it's enough.